What's up, guys? Thanks for stopping by the shop today. My name's Danny, and today we're going to take a few hundred color pencils and some epoxy and make something cool. Take a look. Guys, I have always been intrigued by the videos floating around the internet of people casting colored pencils in epoxy and then turning them on their lathe. Um, they turn out pretty cool. They're very unique pieces that people have done, and I wanted to give it a try for myself. I have never cast anything in epoxy, so this is a whole new experience for me. There will probably be lots of mistakes along the way, but nonetheless, I am not going to let that stop me. I'm just going to jump right into it. Probably waste quite a bit of time and money, but hey, that's what hobbies are for, right? So what I've done is I went out and I bought some iCast, or sorry, not iCast. It's Ice Epoxy. This is their deep pour resin. I just got this at Menards. That's the closest big box store that has it in stock. So I just went out and bought some of that, along with some of their pigment. This is their white pigment that I will be using on this. I also went to local Walmart and picked up a few hundred colored pencils. They weren't too expensive. It wasn't a bad price for them. I think all in all, I've probably got maybe $130 in the resin and the colored pencils. So I took one box so far, and I have wrapped them around just this cardboard tube, and I will just continue to work them in these rubber bands here, and probably add some additional rubber bands as I get more pencils in here, just to hold them in firmly. And then once I kind of get it the size that I want, I'm going to work the pencils around a little bit until I get it to the desired look that I would like. And then I have a piece of PVC tube that I will cut down and set over this, and then I'll make sure it's sealed around the bottom, so that way when I can do when I do the epoxy pour, it doesn't leak all over the place. Well, at least that's the hopes anyway, right? So I'm going to keep going on this, continue putting these colored pencils in here. I'll leave this thing running. I'll just throw it on a time lapse, so that way you guys don't have to sit through all the monotony of moving colored pencils and stuff around. So I'll bring you guys back when I'm at a different step. So see you guys in a bit. Okay, so after quite a bit of time and some trial and error, I finally have what looks to be 298 colored pencils in this 6-inch piece of PVC tube. I did end up taking some paste wax. I'm trying to use it as a mold release. I don't know that it's going to work, but hey, we're going to give it a shot. Again, this is all new to me. I didn't have any mold release available to me, and I'm impatient and didn't feel like ordering some and waiting for it. So that is what I decided to do, and here we are. So I am now at the stage where I need to get the epoxy mixed up. This is a 2-part epoxy, again by Ice Epoxy. This is their deep pour epoxy. I believe I think they said you can pour up to 4 inches with it, something like that. It's gonna definitely be bigger than that, but we're gonna send it. So I'm gonna get that measured up, mixed up, and I will be pigmenting. I'll be using their white pigment. It is bright white is what they call it. They also have some other ones. They had some on the shelf. They had the magic blue, which I think is awesome. What else did they have? Black ice pearl, and then red pearl, which is also awesome. At least the powdered pigment is. But today we're gonna go with the bright white. So it looks like it's got a decent shimmer to it. So I'm excited to get that mixed up and get it poured in the mold. So I'm gonna get this stuff all mixed up in our measuring cups here, and then it'll probably take a couple rounds of measuring and mixing. So yeah, I'll bring you guys all back when it's all done, and cross our fingers we don't have any leaks. So I'll see you guys in a bit. All right, I've got 2 of these cups mixed up. I honestly have no idea how much of this stuff I'm going to end up needing. There's probably a way to figure it out. I'm sure one of you guys know how to figure out how much I need by volume, but I was impatient and decided to just send it. So let's start to get this in here. Awesome. Again, this is a 2-part epoxy, and they mix at a 2-to-1 ratio. This is gonna look cool. I ended up using about half a teaspoon per cup of the white pigment. Yeah, I decided to just buy some cheap measuring spoons while I was at Menards. They were only a couple bucks for like 5 of them, so I figured if I'm going to end up doing more of this epoxy, these epoxy projects, then why not keep it simple? Get some little measuring spoons. Awesome. Let that fill up. I probably don't need to do it this way. I could probably just pour it all in there, and it'll eventually find its way around, but I want to make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to. It's filling in all the crevices. All right, there's one. Oop, gonna make a mess. Should probably have this whole thing in a little bit of a... Should probably put this in a container, a bucket of some kind, to make sure that it's not gonna leak, or if it does leak, that it doesn't leak all over the place. All right, there's quite a bit of settling that needs to happen with this. Let's go ahead and get this other one in there. Put that under there. I forgot to pop the bubbles on this just to be safe. Don't need any more air in there than needs to be. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. Quite a bit of settling that needs to take place. And I don't want to mix up any more until it's had a chance to settle down in there. So I'm going to give this just a little bit of time. Let's just go ahead and prop that up there like that. Let that continue draining down in there. All right, I'm going to give this more time to settle. It's not quite all the way down to the bottom. It hasn't filled in all the voids, so there's quite a bit still up here on top. So we're going to let it settle down. It takes several hours for this stuff to start really setting up. And this is going to be like a 3 to 5 day cure. So once this stuff actually settles all the way in and I get this thing filled up all the way, then I'll have to keep an eye on it, pop the air bubbles with the little propane torch periodically for the first couple hours, and then let it do its thing. So yeah, that's it for now. I will bring you guys all back once this stuff has settled down and has had the proper cure time, and yeah, we'll turn it into something cool. So see you in a while. Okay, guys, it has been 3 days since we poured the epoxy. Good news is we did not have any leaks. The tape job and everything that I did here on the PVC pipe, it worked just fine. It is rock hard, so I believe it is fully cured. So yeah, now the real struggle begins. I got to see how difficult it's going to be to actually get it out of here. So I'm going to get rubber mallet and see if I can beat this thing out of here. If not, then I'll have to cut the pipe out, or cut the pipe off, and start the turning process, which is what I'm really excited for. So I'm going to get going on that, and I'll bring you guys back when I'm ready for the next step. All right, so banging it with the mallet has released it a little bit. So that's good news. Now I just got to figure out how I'm going to get it out the rest of the way, hopefully without breaking anything. So I'll put it on the floor. And it's moving. And there we have it. All ready to go. If you see here, there's a blue pencil that's right in here. It kept wanting to float its way up out of the top. So when it was curing, I had pushed it back down a few times and it didn't want to stay down. So I had an extra pencil, so I decided to push the extra pencil down over the top of it to hold it down, and then just clamped it to the side of the PVC pipe. So it'll get turned away during the process, so just had to sacrifice a pencil, but that's all right. So I am excited about this. We are going to get this thing chucked up. I'll probably get a faceplate mounted on here, and we'll go from there. Well, I went ahead and sanded with 80 grit. Wanted to get some of the rough spots taken out of it and see where some of these little air bubbles are, little voids within the pencils themselves. So then I took some CA glue and activator and got those pretty much filled in. I feel a couple here and there that I'll probably fill in as I continue sanding. So I'm going to keep sanding on this, get the outside of this sanded all the way up to likely 400, and then I'll turn it around and get the Forstner bit out and start hollowing it out a little bit and finalize the shape of the top of the base here. So I think it's turned out pretty cool so far. This is I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. I had an idea to give it to somebody as a gift. They are um, they are graduating from college, and they are well, they're graduating from college with a degree in elementary education. They plan to be an elementary school teacher. So my original thought was to give this to them as a gift. I will still, there's still a good chance that I'll end up doing that. Kind of depends on how I like the finished product. If I believe that it's good enough to give to them, they're a pretty special person. So I want to make sure that it's as good as possible for them. So depending on how it finishes out, there's a good chance that this will end up being a gift for a very special person. So yeah, like I said, I'm going to keep going with sanding, and then I will get the finish put on it. I am not 100% sure what I'm going to use for a finish. I will continue thinking through that as I go through the sanding process. So I'll probably throw a couple short segments of sanding in here, and then jump to the finishing process. So stay tuned. Okay, this is now sanded up to 400. I believe that is good enough for it. I'm going to wipe it down with a tack cloth just to make sure that there's not any extra dust particles on the vase. And then I will be finishing it with just some spray Varathane. I haven't used this particular one. I've used Varathane in the past on many wood projects, and I've been pleased with the outcome. I've never used the triple thick version of it, but I'm going to give it a shot. It is oil based, so I'm not worried about the little bit of wood that's in here. I'm not worried about it, the grain raising or anything like that. So I'm going to get this wiped down with the tack cloth, and then get a couple coats of the polyurethane on it, and then get this thing flipped around and start hollowing out the inside. Woo! That is cool. That is cool. All right, I'm going to let this dry for a bit. It says it takes about an hour for it to dry. So I'll give it a little bit of time, and then apply another couple coats, and then I'll bring you guys back when it's time to flip this thing around and get it hollowed out. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. We've got a couple coats finished on it now, so it's time to get this thing hollowed out. We're going to start with a 2-inch Forstner bit. I do have a couple extensions that I will end up using also to get it down in here a little bit farther, and then I'll get the opening of it to the proper shape. So I'm going to get started on this and see how it goes. All right, we've got this thing all shaped up, ready to get the last little bit of finish on it there on the inside, and then I'll see about maybe doing a little Yorkshire grit compound just to see if I can get it to shine up just a little bit more. Take care of any of the little unevenness from the spray. So yeah, I'm gonna get going on that, and then I'll throw some finish shots here on the end. If you've liked the content, please consider hitting that like button and maybe subscribe to the channel. I like to just do kind of off the wall things, things that just kind of, I don't know, pop in my head, other things that I see on YouTube. Go figure. Yeah, I like to challenge myself to do different things. So you never know what may pop up on the channel. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, yeah, smack that subscribe button. If you would, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about this piece. And if you do, I'd greatly appreciate it. So yeah, that's all I got for this one. So I'll see you guys next time.